This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. 4 police personnel of Muntinlupa City Police Station are under investigation after allegedly robbing and extorting money from a couple in Barangay Putatan. In a statement issued Thursday, the Southern Police District identified suspects Police Senior Master Sergeant Leon Ilomena Javier, 42, Police Corporal Chris Corley Sulit Cruz, 34, Police Corporal Geniel Sumorang Calica, 33, and Patrolman John Louis Esperigo Zapania, 29. Based on SPD's report, the suspects entered the victim's home in Soldiers Hills Village, Barangay Putatan, past midnight on April 4, looking for her husband. The police officers then threatened to arrest the victim for violating the Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 if her partner failed to appear before them. While waiting for her husband, one of the suspects forced the victim to open her GCash account, after which they transferred 50,000 pesos to one of their accounts. The SPD said they also took cash amounting to 380,000 pesos inside a travel bag and 9,000 pesos from the victim's backpack. It added that when the victim's partner arrived, the suspects confronted him and asked the couple to withdraw more cash from their ATM account but failed to do so since machines were offline at the time. The police officers threatened to arrest the couple again and asked them to send another P0000 pesos to their GCash account. Moreover, the suspects took another 8,000 pesos inside the victim's motorcycle compartment before leaving. According to SPD, the police suspects are currently restricted from leaving the Makati City Police Station during the pendency of a robbery extortion complaint against them. Police arrested a barangay kagawad in an anti-illegal operation on Good Friday in Mindanao Town in Quezon Province. The Quezon police said in a report that anti-illegal drugs operatives, armed with a search warrant issued on April 4 by Judge Maria Chona Pulgar Navarro of the Regional Trial Court in Gumuca Town, swooped down around 3:30 p.m. on the house of Marvin Rajano, 43, a councillor in Barangay Butanaog. Police arrested Rajano after they found a sachet of shabu with a street value of 16,320 pesos during the raid. The police tagged the suspect as a high-value target in the government's war against illegal drugs. Rajano is under police custody and will face a complaint for violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. An official of a local government-run college in Davao de Oro province was shot dead by a lone gunman in the city on Black Saturday. Colleagues and students of Mark Aldrin Daquio were shocked and saddened following his murder in Barangay Magugpo South past 9 a.m. Daquio was the guidance counselor of Kolehiawang Pantukan, a tertiary institution run by the municipality of Pantukan in Davao de Oro province. Lieutenant Colonel Jado Bernardo, acting Tagum City Police Chief, told Inquirer by phone the incident happened as the victim was meeting with a lesbian woman who was selling a motorcycle unit to him outside an eatery along Mabini Street at around 9:30 a.m. The police official said the victim was browsing the papers of the motor vehicle he was planning to buy when a man walked up to him, pulled a handgun and shot him twice on the head before speeding off on a motorcycle. Daquio died at the scene. A village councilman and his wife were shot dead by still unidentified gunmen on Sunday morning in this town, a day after a village chairperson of Sultan Kudarat province was slain in an ambush in Maguindanao del Sur. Abdulmalik Uban, 50, village councillor of Barangay Polok in this town, died instantly while his wife Salma Uban, 48, expired at the hospital after they were shot by 2 gunmen along Rizal Avenue. Parang Public Market in Barangay Poblacion 2. According to Major Christopher Cabagwang, Parang Municipal Police Chief, he said his office had organized a special investigation task force to conduct a thorough investigation and identify the suspects. We assure the victims' families that justice will be done, Cabagwang said in a statement. He said Yuban and his wife just arrived at the public market on board a red Toyota Vios when two men approached them and opened fire. A closed-circuit television footage of the shooting already spread on social media. Yuban won the elections as the village councillor with the second highest number of votes. He moved to the spot of the number one councillor after the latter took over as village chair, following the killing of Abubakar Abdul, the elected village chair, in January this year. Also in Parang, in Ampatuan, Maguindanao del Sur, unidentified gunmen ambushed a village chairperson of Lebak, Sultan Kudarat on Saturday, April 8, after he arrived in town to visit an ailing relative. Danny Angkay, chairperson of Barangay Salaman, Lebak, Sultan Kudarat and companions were together in a minivan bound for Lebak when attacked by motorcycle riding gunmen along the Cotabato-Isula National Highway. Brigadier General Alan Nablazer, Director of Police Regional Office in the Bangsamoro, said he had ordered the investigation of the twin incidents that happened during the Holy Week celebrations. The Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections are still 6 months away, yet several village leaders have already been killed in separate attacks around the country, mostly in Mindanao. The latest fatality was Tanisa Sarudin, chief of Barangay Mindupok in Matam Town, Sarangani. She died from a gunshot to the head, police said. Sarudin was the 4th barangay captain to be killed in Mindanao and the 6th in the country since January. She died instantly after a lone assailant shot her within the premises of the barangay hall, according to Brigadier General Jamli Macarig, Soxxajan Police Director. The assailant fled in a waiting motorcycle. Interior and Local Government Secretary Ben Arabalos ordered at least 10 police officials, including an officer with a rank of 1-star general, to go on leave while the investigation on what he describes as a massive attempt to cover up the arrest of a cop who was tagged in the 990 kilos of shabu seized in Manila last year. The police officials whom Abalos has asked to go on leave were seen in a video footage that was captured apparently before the supposed arrest of Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo Mayo, Jr., the highest ranking officer. Police Lieutenant General Benjamin Santos has already retired from the service in last month. All those in the video should take a leave of absence pending the investigation of the task force which I created to look into this. If not, we will be constrained to issue appropriate orders for their preventive suspension pending investigation, said Abalos. Unidentified gunmen ambushed and killed on Tuesday an off-duty police officer while he was driving along the national highway in Cabacan, Cotabato. Colonel Harold Ramos, Cotabato Provincial Police Director, identified the officer as Staff Sergeant Abejay Dandan, a member of the police's Provincial Drug Enforcement Unit, who resides in Common, Cotabato. Dandan, 35, was driving his black Toyota Innova when ambushed at 8:05 p.m. on April 11 in Barangay Katajchan. The suspects, who were on board an SUV and who used assault rifles in killing Dandan, immediately sped away after the attack. Dandan's son and a house help who were with him were left unharmed. Ramos said there was a similar attempt years back on the life of Dandan but he survived. A police corporal landed in jail for badly mauling a girlfriend and aiming a pistol at her neighbors. She grimaced in pain at netizens caught on video that went viral on Facebook. Corporal Louis J. Lumancas of the Magpat Municipal Police Station attacked her girlfriend, Sharabaz Kaha, in Canapia subdivision in Kudapan City late Monday. He was immediately arrested by responding personnel of the Kudapan City Police Office who, along with other emergency responders, rushed the badly beaten woman to a hospital. Brigadier General Jimmy Macarig, director of the Police Regional Office 12, told reporters Wednesday he had ordered the filing of separate criminal and administrative cases against Lumangkus. Various cause-oriented blocks of women in central Mindanao had urged the police to immediately prosecute the suspect for violation of Republic Act 9262, also known as the state's Violence Against Women and Children's Act. People privy to the incident told reporters the drunken Lumangkus first confronted Kaha over her alleged dealings with a suitor before he started punching her in the face and different parts of her body. Lumangkus also repeatedly hit Kaha's face with his right knee before he grabbed her hair and aimed a pistol on her forehead. Former Quezon City Mayor Herbert Bistek M. Bautista and then City Administrator Alden C. Cunha have been charged with 2 counts of graft before the Sandigan Bayan for alleged irregular implementation of projects amounting to 57.4 million pesos when they were city officials. The 2 cases were filed by the Office of the Ombudsman. The first case, which was assigned to the Anti-Graft Court's 3rd Division, involved the 25.34 million pesos paid to Signet Energy and Power Asia, Incorporated. The criminal charge sheet stated that Bautista and Cunha made the full payment to Signet for the supply and installation of solar power system and waterproofing works for Civic Center building. Signet, however, was allegedly not entitled to the payment for its reported failure to secure the net metering system from the Manila Electric Company, which was a requirement of the supply and delivery agreement. The second case went to the 7th Division. It involved the payment of 32.1 million pesos to Geoditor Solutions, Incorporated for online occupational permitting and tracking system. But the charge stated that there was no appropriate ordinance from the Sangguniang Panglungsan nor was there complete delivery of the products procured. The OMB recommended bail of 90,000 pesos for each of the 2 cases. Corrections Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr. has replaced the guards manning the new Bilibid prison's maximum security compound after he received reports of misdemeanors while on duty. State-run PTV4 also reported that Catapang, a former military general, also assigned Superintendent Purification Harry as the NBP MaxSecom chief, replacing Chief Inspector Lucio Guevara, who was acting superintendent. MaxSecom houses inmates serving prison sentences of longer than 20 years. In his speech during the ceremonies on Wednesday morning, Catapang said that the 700 prison guards who were replaced will undergo retraining and will be assigned to other prison and penal firms. The training, which will be in a classroom setup, will also include a refresher on the rules and regulations of the Bureau. It will be conducted by International Prison Reforms expert Professor Raymond Nerig of Southern Illinois University. Catapang said he has not seen improvement in their handling of MaxSecom. I still receive information of misdemeanors, he also said, adding that some of them also do not go on duty but have someone sign their attendance. Replacing them are 300 prison guards who will be provided with body cams. Former Iloilo City Mayor Jed Patrick E. Mabalog and incumbent Councillor Plaridel C. Nava II have been charged with graft before the Sandigan Bayan for creating a towing company that was granted a contract by the city government. The Office of the Ombudsman charged Mabalog and Nava with violation of Section 3H of Republic Act No. 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Bail of 90,000 pesos was recommended for each of them. Section 3H prohibits a government official from having financial or pecuniary interest in any business, contract or transaction in connection with which he intervenes or takes part in his official capacity. In filing the criminal charge, OMB prosecutors said that Mabalog contributed 500,000 pesos as initial capital for the formation of 3L Towing Services and issued business and mayor's permits even without the application of Lenny B. Garcia, the alleged dummy owner of the firm. Nava, on the other hand, was charged for scouting suppliers of wheel clamps from China. He also allegedly prepared the documents for 3L Towing Services registration with the Department of Trade and Industry and Bureau of Internal Revenue. The OMB said that the firm was eventually awarded the Memorandum of Agreement with the Iloilo City government to undertake clamping and towing of illegally parked vehicles within its territorial jurisdiction without competitive process. Thus, the OMB accused Mabalog and Nava of intervening in their official capacity for 3L Towing Services to enter into a MOA with Iloilo City, all to the detriment of public service. The Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court has ordered the arrest of former Bureau of Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag and his deputy, Ricardo Zulueta, for the death of beloved inmate Cristito Polana Villamar or John Villamar, the alleged middleman, and the killing of broadcaster Percival Mabasa or Percy Lapid. A scorial was presented to the media on October 18, 2022, where he mentioned that the order to kill Lapid came from someone inside Bilibid. Barely a week later, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Ramírez said Villamar has died. An independent autopsy conducted by forensic pathologist Raquel Fortune based on evidence suggested that Villamar may have suffocated from a plastic bag over his head. Bantag and Zulueta are both indicted for 2 counts of murder each for the death of Villamar and Lapid. The murder case in connection with the death of Lapid is pending before the Las Piñas court. Police Brigadier General Narciso Domingo, head of the Philippine National Police Drug Enforcement Group, has been relieved of his post, according to PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo. Fajardo also said that Brigadier General Pharaoh Antonio Oligura, who used to head the PNP legal service, would replace Domingo. Domingo was dragged into controversy after his name surfaced as one of the high-ranking police officials who allegedly tried to cover up the arrest of anti-narcotics operative Police Master Sergeant Rodolfo Mayo in the 20th of October 22. Mayo was apprehended during an anti-drug raid in Tondo, Manila, where 990 kilograms of crystal meth or shabu, with a street value of 6.7 billion pesos, were seized. Last Monday, Interior Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. shared closed-circuit television camera footage of Domingo and other high-ranking police officials entering an establishment where Mayo and several bags and luggage were brought. After a discussion between Domingo and the other high-ranking police officials, Colonel Michelangelo C. Samingo and Colonel Julian Olanan, who were part of the group, joined Mayo in a vehicle. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.